class, welcome to the almost end of the semester. And today I'm going to talk about Module 6, which is the final module for the course. And it's your research paper module. Now this week, this is Saturday afternoon, and I chose to open it up everything on Saturday afternoon this week, just a little early for you. I'm recording this on Saturday afternoon. Now, this is going to be a shortened week, the week of Thanksgiving. I will not have my office hours on Thursday because campus is closed for Thanksgiving, and I won't be available via internet or anything next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So next week is a shortened week. It's a shortened week, but on November 25th, your paper is due on the book review. But since this is a shortened week and we have some overlaps, your draft one of your research paper is also due on November 25th. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the draft, and I'm going to talk about this module right now. This is an introductory to the module, so I'm going to be pulling this up on the board here on my screen, and we're going to go down to module 6. Now I'm going to just open these for you right now. I'm publishing them as we speak right now. You see, I've just published them. So here's the overview of your research paper. In this module, you will begin and complete your research paper. Your paper will be taken in 3 drafts, workshop in class via the discussion board, and submitted through Canvas. After you get feedback from the discussion, you will upload your draft to Canvas. The following pages include the requirements and how to participate in a workshop. Please note that students who do not participate in the workshop via the discussion board will automatically lose 50 points, and that's off draft 1 of your paper. So this is your research paper and topic assignment. So here's the topic. You're going to research the American dream and argue if it exists in the United States and relate your ideas to The Great Gatsby. Additionally, you will combine your position with one of the following topics: education, work and the economy, or gender roles. So these are the topics that we've discussed this semester, and that means that you can take parts of your paper, relate it to The Great Gatsby of your previous essays that you've written, and also the research that you've done on your previous essays as well. This is going to be an argument research paper. You get to choose the topic and the position of your argument. So it's completely what you want to do. You could talk about the women in The Great Gatsby and relate them to the gender roles assignments that we've done. You can talk about work and the economy and how that's influenced people like George Wilson in The Great Gatsby, or even Gatsby, or even Tom Buchanan and the class system. So you can definitely talk about the class system with work and economy. You can also talk about the class system in regards to education and the different education levels and how Gatsby pretends that he went to Oxford where he really didn't, and all the surrounding information about Tom going to a good college because his family went to that good university, and he has a history of that because he comes from old money. So any angle that you want to take, you could take parts of the papers that you've written in your past essays to incorporate in your research paper. So your thesis must have your claim and what you're going to argue, what you are arguing, and state a position. And of course, you're refining this from draft to draft, but this is by the time you get to the final draft. Your body paragraphs must relate your ideas to your topic. So your requirements for your paper is that you must have a strong thesis and title. And this is by the time we get to the last and final draft. Each draft of your paper must be workshopped via the weekly discussion and submitted through Canvas. So here's a breakdown of the page length requirements and the dates. Please note these page numbers do not include the works cited page. So drafts 1 through 3 will be workshopped in class and submitted via Canvas. The final draft will only be submitted through Canvas, so you will not be workshopping the final draft. So here's the due dates and the required page lengths of all the drafts and the final paper. Your paper's works cited page must include a total of a minimum of 8 sources. This is by the time you get to 10 pages, and that will be due on December 16th. Here's a breakdown of what you will need to include in your works cited page by the final draft. The Great Gatsby, at least 2 quotes from one of the stories. Rereading America, at least 2 quotes from one of the essays. So you're going to be refining your paper from draft to draft. So you don't have to do everything by next Sunday. So don't worry about that. You're just going to be working on your draft. 6 sources from the library database. So that's by the time we get to the last draft, and you need to use a variety of sources from the library database. You will need to use quotes from these sources or paraphrase them. So you can use Art Store, you can use Opposing Viewpoints, you can use EBSCOhost, you can use Films on Demand, you can use Sirs Knowledge, you can use EBSCO, I think I said that before. So just a variety of sources. And also remember that as you're working on this draft, and if you need additional assistance and you're around campus, you can go to the Writing Center in the C building in C345, and you can go into doing walking in tutoring and get help on your paper as well if you have questions about your research paper. Or you can also send me an email and ask me questions as well. So that's going to be the topic of your paper. And each week, what I am going to do is I am going to post a discussion just like this. So in this discussion, you will copy and paste parts of your research paper. Please note you don't have to copy and paste your whole paper. You will only copy and paste areas of your draft that you have questions on or are confused about, or you just want to share with the rest of your classmates. You can add your thesis, works cited page, or any other part of the paper you want workshopped. And what you're going to do is you're going to give feedback to your classmates, and they're going to give you feedback. If you want to do a whole paragraph, you can do a whole paragraph. If you want to just do your thesis sentence, you can just do your thesis sentence. Let's say this week you only had a question about your works cited page. That's all you include. So you don't have to include the whole paper in your discussion. But I want you to respond to at least 2 of your peers. I will be reading these discussions, and they will affect the final draft, the draft points. And if you don't participate in the discussion, you will lose 50 points from draft number 1, which is worth 100 points. So I want this to be a progressive workshop for you where you get to ask questions and get peer editing from your classmates. And that's why we're going to be participating in these workshops. And because I want it to be in a timely manner, you really should be getting in your draft by parts of your draft by early in the week, like Tuesday or Wednesday. And then you can have the rest of the week to work on your paper and turn it in by Sunday. And I know I've kept in mind that this is a shortened week, and I know that you might have a lot on your plate with Thanksgiving. I understand. Things are going to get easier as we move forward towards the end of the semester. So here's your research paper draft due, which is going to be due November 25th. And so you just need 1 to 3 pages. So the first draft, you don't really need a lot. You could just turn in your title and your working thesis and maybe 1 item on your works cited page, and that would fulfill the requirement of draft 1. So I don't want you to really stress about that. If you have any questions, you can contact me via email this week, and I'll be really happy to answer the questions that you have at all. I am not going to be doing my Zoom conference this week, but I will be doing my Zoom conference the following Thursday if you have any questions. Really, I will respond to your emails, but I will not from Thanksgiving all the way to the end of the weekend. I won't be around. So I hope you guys have a really wonderful Thanksgiving. I really do. And I hope that this is going to be an easy transition and moving forward to the end of the semester, and we're almost done. So stay connected, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.